Hey everyone, welcome to Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars. Now, this is one of my favourite games of all time. I discovered this so long ago, maybe like a couple of years ago. I found it through an app store and it was gifted for free, so I thought, you know what, let's give this game a go. And I just ended up like loving it. The characters are great, the puzzles are great, the story's great, and I wanted to share it with you all, and I really hope you enjoy it. So let's begin. And before I do, usually I have my camera in this corner, but because there are two characters that usually talk to each other. There's one that appears in this corner and the other in this this corner. And when I was doing a test, I was covering one of the characters' faces, so I thought I'll be better right here. So yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way, and let's begin the game.
Paris. City of love, romance and dreams. So they say. I used to say it too. But ever since that day, the day of the murder, I've always associated my beloved Paris with death.
I love her so much. That's my gal Nico Collard. I love this game so much. This always made me want to go to Paris. Just so I could point out certain locations. I'm like, that's where so and so was. Oh, and the graphics are great too. I have the entire Broken Sword games, so I'll be streaming this one, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th.
I was at home having a bath when my editor called.
Bonjour.
Collard, get your ass over to the Palais Royal now. You got an interview. With Pierre Carchon. Yes, the Pierre Carchon. No photos, so leave your gear at home. He asked for you personally. Don't ask me why. Anyhow, this could be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes.
There she
So
is.
charming and so very apt. Pierre Carchon was a media king, a national hero, and one of the most infamous adulterers in Europe. He and his wife Imelda were just one step down from royalty.
Her hair.
Whoa, I hate mimes, but unless you humor them, they don't go away.
Her hair got a lot better throughout the games.
Here I was, the palace of the media king and the ice queen.
Mademoiselle
I pressed the
Carvier,
doorbell
it's Lara Croft.
and set in motion a chain of events which would change my life forever.
Yes? What is it?
Madame, my name is Nico Collard. I'm here to see Monsieur Carchon.
Come up, we're on the 1st floor.
Mademoiselle Carvier, it's Lara Croft. I need your help.
Madame Carchon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
The Ice Queen was certainly living up to her reputation.
She is so mean.
Will you be staying for the interview?
Mademoiselle, I know little of my husband's business affairs, and I care even less. I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Pretty. You're too kind, madame.
She is pretty.
Ah, the talented and very beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Monsieur Carchon, I am honored.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Call me Pierre, please. But I do not flatter you
So
idly.
sassy.
I was a friend of your father. He was a great man.
My father, he never mentioned.
He and I were very close. And then his death. So tragic. I must...
Uh-oh.
Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again. Another Ming vase, I suppose. Excuse me for one moment, my dear girl.
You
Awkward
journalists
pause.
are getting younger each year.
Perhaps it's the rest of the world getting older, madame.
Uh-oh.
That was no cat.
God, what? Monsieur Garçon!
How could you fall for the mime? I would have just seen the mime and go, I'm outie.
He's dead. I must call the police. You'd better stay here.
There was a man. It was the mime. Do you think he...
Well, I believe we can rule out suicide, don't you?
No wonder they called her the Ice Queen. She would have been top of my list of suspects if I hadn't seen the attacker myself. And if I hadn't come across a couple of murders just like this already. One of the most important men in Europe murdered. And here was I, Nico Coulard, alone at the scene of the crime. Should I wait for the cops?
No.
Or start my own investigation?
Yes.
It was a no-brainer.
I love how she says that. It's a no-brainer. I can't do the French accent to save my life. Okay. Here we go. So we examine his body.
Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this murderer before and written about him. The costume killer, at least that's what I'd called him.
Okay. And there's her clip.
It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It must have fallen when I was knocked down. Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend. In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. Taking the ticket meant I tampered with the evidence. There was no going back now.
Nope.
Carchon had been shot.
Really? I thought he got stabbed.
I closed his eyes.
Yeah.
It was the least I could do for the poor fellow.
Yeah. That's better. That's all we have.
The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder.
Oops. And she needs to find them. Sorry, I accidentally clicked off that. What is this?
I reckon.
Oh. I thought it didn't work. I reckon that cloth might be useful, she said. Sorry.
There was a tiny hole in the tabletop. Part of the inlay had been chipped away.
Gotta open that. Ooh. Just gonna steal your stuff,
It was
Imelda,
a
don't mind
tube
me.
of acrylic paint. French ultramarine. Just the colour I was after for my bathroom.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Someone is...
Young lady, what are you doing? Oh, this paint. It's my favourite colour.
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
So she grieves over a dead husband and I'm just stealing their stuff. Let's talk to her even though she's grieving.
Excuse me, madame.
Yes?
I am so sorry for your loss, madame.
Talk
No,
about
you're
your dead
not.
husband.
You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true.
We shall see.
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
He never told you anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way.
Why would a mime want to kill your husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half the husbands in Paris for a start.
He a player.
How did your husband know my father?
I have no idea.
Well, he
You
was.
didn't know him? Thierry Coulard?
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women. This is quite a scoop for you. I suppose you're already inventing the headlines.
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronise me. You're all cut from the same cloth. Do you have any moral sense at all?
Of course.
Yes, that's why I do this job.
You do it to see your name in print.
As if my editor gets the byline, I just do the work.
Well, don't expect my sympathy.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there anybody you would like me to contact? Family, friends?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were... He was all I had, really. Not much, was it? The dutiful wife. That was my role. He never talked, never let me in.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
If you want to find out who killed your
I do feel
husband,
bad for
then
her.
you let me do the job, not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
So yeah, you can make a good or bad choice.
Your husband invited me here today because he needed me. I think he knew somebody wanted to kill him, and he knew I could help.
I doubt it was your database he was after.
You're wrong. I was onto his killers already, I am sure of it. Please, you owe it to him.
I don't know.
All I need is a few more minutes to look around before the police come.
You really do have a moral sense, don't you? I trust so few people. And perhaps Pierre really did think that you could help. Of course it wouldn't have stopped him seducing you too. Here, take this. It's the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall. It was Pierre's room. I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
Thank you. I promise you won't regret this.
Yay. Okay. Yeah, she's got her own journalist here. Journalist? Journal. So, Palais Royal, Pierre Cochon interview. Relaxing in bath when I was disturbed by phone call from my editor, Ronnie. He asked me to interview Pierre Cochon, media tycoon and serial philanderer. If I pronounced that wrong, please let me know. On the case like a shot. Creepy mime outside of the Cochon's apartment. MME. Is that a typo or? Cochon, cold as ice. Oh, Madame Cochon. Sorry. Madame Cochon, cold as ice. M. Cochon, suave and charming, living up to his reputation, played along with his flirtation. Brain's gone dead. The sound of a vase smashing, and M. Cochon went to investigate. Oh, Mr. Cochon. I'm slow for some reason. Gunshot. I rushed to the room and found Mime standing over Cochon's body. Mime beckoned. As I walked to him, he punched me, knocked me out. Came to find Imelda distraught, almost feel sorry for her. Must get to the bottom of this story before the police arrive. This is the break that I have waited for. Imelda doesn't trust me very much. Fortunately, she has chosen to let me investigate her husband's murder. So yay! We can investigate more. And then... Yep. And then we drag. So this is pretty much the same as...
Now we were getting somewhere.
It's pretty much the same as I used to play it on the phone. Let's see what this is.
As expected, the desk was yet another priceless antique. Yawn. The blotter and in tray had clearly been placed with mathematical precision.
That elephant looks really nice.
My heart skipped a beat. It was a carved elephant. But not just any carved elephant. It had been made by my father. I knew for certain because in my apartment I had its exact twin, carved into a box he had made. So Cochon had known my father. They really must have been friends. I decided to take the carved elephant. It clearly meant nothing to Imelda.
Mine. Okay. And then we squeeze the paint on this.
The paint would have just soaked into the blotting paper, but the idea was good.
Oh, no. It's been a while. Yeah, there we go. You'll see why.
I'd spread
you'll see
blue
why.
paint over the bottom of the tray. It was ruined. I was a very bad girl, but also quite a clever one.
Okay. And then we go over here.
The painting showed the Cachons together, in love. As the poet said, the past is a different country. Or did I read that in a fortune cookie? There was the very faintest of clicks.
That was not a click. There we go.
Behind the picture was a safe.
Okay. It must have been the bobby pin. Because I know we got to use a hair clip. But I thought...
A magnificent...
What? Oh, wrong button. Yeah, it would have to be the hair clip. There we go.
Aha! Nico, you are just so damn good at this stuff.
Yeah, you are.
Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
Karma. Okay, now that we have that, we just go back to this. And then we use this. Okay.
In the safe was some kind of artifact. There were strange symbols on its surface. It looked like the printer's blocks I'd made at art school. If there was one thing I'd learned about symbols, they are always important. But these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read. I needed to find a way of printing them. At least the stone was round. But what could I use for ink? And what could I print on? Sure, I was stealing,
Interesting.
but I knew Imelda didn't know about the artifact, and Cachon was past caring.
I know what we do. Okay, so we go over back to this. And we take very said artifact, or said artifact.
I rolled the artifact in the paint until it was completely coated.
And then we take this and roll it on that.
Genius! The roller and the pen worked
Genius.
just as I planned. But what did it say?
Subjudice.
It was some kind of coded message. It read, subjudice. I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well. It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it was a sequence of letters that made no sense. I suddenly realized there was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law courts. So, subjudice could in this case mean literally under the law courts, below the conciergerie. I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story. It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing. But I was going to crack it. And if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize you get for being an ace journalist, I was definitely going to win it this time.
Confidence. Oh yeah, you gotta hear this.
The sofa was antique. For one horrible moment,
I had an image of a naked cochon wriggling around on it with a young journalist. Oh.
Not that anyone needed to know. Oh, God. I just remembered that and I was like, oh, gross. We don't need to use the phone. We just talk to Imelda with what we found. And we've done it.
Did you find anything useful?
This carving. Do you know anything about it?
It was Pierre's. What does the statue have to do with...
Please, I need to know.
He was given it by a friend. Something to do with Africa.
He never explained any more.
No. But I think it was important to him. Always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Imelda, I will do everything I can to find the killer.
Thank you, my dear.
And if the police ask...
Don't worry. You were never here.
Sub judice was the key. I was going to have to find a way under the conciergerie. I decided to head straight for the quayside on the Ile de la Cité. If there was a way of getting under the conciergerie, it would have to be from there.
Ile de la Cité, an hour later.
Canchon wasn't the type for messing about on the river. He was up to something down here. Something that got him killed.
Okay. When I played this on mobile, the puzzle was it was like a pretty difficult puzzle to do, and apparently you swipe all the way to unlock the puzzle straight away, and it actually works. For this, I don't know. I don't know if you can do it.
I tried pushing the fence, but it wouldn't move. A strange pair of locks stopped the latches from releasing the gate.
Let's see if we can do it. Okay. Let's try it out. No. Oh no. No. Ah. I don't think we can. Okay. Looks like we're gonna have to drag the puzzle and see what happens. Oh. That would have been really, like, less time consuming. Oh well. One way or another. It's just the same thing I just done. Oh my god. Gotta bring this down. Bring that up. I did have these out the way. Okay, let's try something else. Bring this, bring that up, bring that up, this up, that up, take that, and that, and that. Bring that across. Oh, I think we're onto something. Yes! We did it! Woo!
Yes! One down, one to go.
Sweet! And now onto this one. I remember this one being a bit harder than the other. It shouldn't be too difficult, right? Okay. So you could bring that down. Bring that across, bring that down, that down. Yes! Then we just This is going to take a while. If I could get that across the other side, that might work. So if I bring this up and then bring that across, bring that down. I mean, I am on the right track. Bring that one across, bring those down, that down. Oh my god. I'm so confused. Oh, maybe I bring that across. Bring that across too. Oh, no. Hang on. Oh my god. It works. It actually works when you do it right. Oh my god. Well, at least I cut the time short. Oh my god.
For a room full of
sound
junk,
scared
that was
me.
one very sophisticated lock system. This place was
Oh
definitely
my
fishy.
god.
In more ways than one.
Well, I've debunked it. It does work on PC. Oh my god, I could have just done that if I just did it like multiple times. Wow. That was annoying.
Oops.
Oops. Okay, we take this.
An old shell case. I wondered what that was doing there.
Yep, I knew that sound was coming. In Cochon's safe, found a stone cylinder with symbols carved on surface. Got an imprint and found that it contained a coded message. Subjudice, SDSSDSS. Subjudice refers to a case that is under the jurisdiction of a court. But what about the letters? Cochon was carrying a boat ticket marked Bateau de la Conciergerie. If I've pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry. The conciergerie. Oh gosh, I need to get better. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, please forgive me. The conciergerie being the ancient law courts, the coded message includes the word subjudice. I should follow the clues exactly by going to the quayside on the Ile de la Cité, literally under the conciergerie. Below the conciergerie, subjudice, found a shell case underneath rotten skiff. Weird thing to find in a grotto. Let me press this.
The words sinister
Ah, here we go.
and Dexter were carved on either side. Now any good convent girl like me knows the old Roman for left, right. But what did it mean here?
It's a really catchy beat. Okay. SDSSDSS, I think it was.
Mystery solved. Cochon's stone cylinder slotted into the hole with a satisfying click.
Okay, so then we check SDSSDSS. Yep.
A satisfying click told me I turned it to the right position. It felt like tumblers in a safe. Another click. Another step closer.
SDSS. SDSS. D. S. S.
I love the sound of locks clicking open.
It's such a Lara Croft thing to say. There was She said after the second sentence, when you press the button again, the third sentence, she just goes, yup. I guess they got rid of that. That sucks. Oops. Carchon's stone cylinder operated a mechanism which opened door to a hidden chamber. But my way is blocked. Someone has gone to great lengths to protect something. There's a few typos in this.
Oh my god! The slab came down with a hell of a force.
If I remember...
With nothing to hold it up, the cross dropped back down again.
If I remember, this door is jammed, so we take the shell case in and we put it here. And when you hear that sound, that means that you're onto something. And then we pull it back up and it should work.
Lifting the cross closed the entrance door and also opened some kind of stone panel. Ingenious.
And then we let go. And we take the case. This is something that I didn't really get, because
The stone slab had flattened one end of the shell case.
because the other side is flat, you have to have this held up, and the case holds it up, but because the one side is flattened, like, you'd think that, I mean, if it's light then fair enough, but wouldn't it just make the stone just go, not the stone,
The stone
shell.
cross was propped up. Now I was getting somewhere.
She probably had to balance that really steadily. I forgot to
I
take out the
removed the shell
cylinder.
case.
I was like, I need the cylinder for that, but I just left it here. Silly me. There we go.
I removed the stone cylinder.
And the door remains open. So that's good news. Okay. And then we get back to what we were just doing a minute ago. And then we take the cylinder. And there we go.
The artifact slotted into the hole perfectly. Behind the old walls, I could hear some kind of mechanism groaning into life, but whatever had been triggered had now jammed.
Yep. Oops. Gonna hit my desk.
I removed the shell case. The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up.
It will be this. And then, because it's flat, we're able to put it under the crack of the door, so it will help it go up. Yay! We did it!
Another good use for a shell case. Another secret room. Somebody had something to hide. But was it what I was looking for?
Who knows? Feels weird playing it on PC.
Wow. Through the darkness, I could see that this was a stateroom. But for what purpose? And how did it tie in with Carchon?
I can't see anything. There's a light switch over here. Yes.
Amazing. The thing
Amazing.
still worked. The room lit up bright as day.
Okay. I think we check this later. And then we check this.
It was pretty clear from the lack of dust that someone had been working very recently at this desk.
That's so disturbing, look.
Oh my god. The sheet was a printout with my personal information. Everything from my favorite food to my waist size. They were right about chocolate. Come on, guys. I'm a size 10. There was even a picture of me, taken with a telephoto lens. Carchon wouldn't have taken these pictures himself. This was big and organized. I was part of it. And people were getting murdered.
The chocolate pie is me.
This was the article I'd written about the costume killer. My suspicions were right. Carchon had cut it out. 2 businessmen had been killed. One in Italy, one in Japan. In each case, the killer had worn a costume. A penguin, and then a snowman. But that wasn't the only link between the 2 murders. Both the victims had been big media do-gooders, and I proved they were just the opposite. So, how did they fit in with Carchon?
Who knows?
The dregs at the bottom of the mug hadn't dried out or gone mouldy. It wasn't more than a day old.
So they was there recently. Yes.
Inside the drawer, I found a note written in some kind of code.
And then we pull out the drawer again. Oops.
Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens?
Oh yeah. But it's a good thing, because we found something.
A photo, long lost, had fallen down the back of the drawer. It was very old, but there was no mistaking the guy in the foreground. Carchon. Behind him were soldiers, a burning village and a corpse. The photograph was cropped on the right-hand side. Somebody else in the picture obviously didn't want to be in it anymore. I wasn't surprised. This was Africa in the 60s. An uprising was being brutally suppressed. And here was Mr. Media himself, Carchon, doing the suppressing. The photograph was not just powerful evidence. It was also my ticket to one explosive story.
Yeah. Yeah, there was this. This is my favorite. Like, this is one of my favorite puzzles. Yeah, this means that a different symbol has been used to represent each letter of the alphabet. To correct the code, you must correctly match all the symbols to corresponding letters. Highlight a symbol, then highlight the corresponding letter. And if you make a mistake, you can go back or reset it. I know that... brain's a bit fuzzy, but I know this one's Pierre Full Report. I think Full Report is... something. So... this one. Pierre. Was that other symbol? I like these symbols. Like, I'd love to see people write down secret letters like this. Where's the other one? This one. Yeah, it's Pierre. The only downside is it does take a while, especially if you don't know it fully. But when you've played it and you experienced it, you're like, ah, I can kind of remember it, especially if it's been a while. Yeah, because then you start to understand the rest of it. You can ask for hints right here. So if I press this, it'll say that you're having problems cracking it, so you ask for a hint. Look for 1 or 2 letter words, trying out certain words and whatnot. and then you can ask for another one, and they make it easier for you, and then you ask for another one, and it makes it easier, and then the first ones appear, full report to follow. So it helps you, like, it really helps a lot. And if you're like, I'm still confused, then they make it easier, and you're like, I'm still confused, and then they just make it easier, and they're just like, here's the first sentence, there you go. Full report to follow. Full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Yeah, we're getting somewhere now. Urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada, as they say, but it'd be Yamada. Arno and Yamada, both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. And this one will be X.
I had decrypted the note. It read,
Ooh.
here, full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. X. I wasn't the only one to make the connection between the costume killer murders. I'd been right all along. That was why he had asked to meet me. But what did I know that he didn't? I had enough for a story. An amazing story that was going to make my reputation and blow Conchance to pieces. I needed to get home fast and start typing.
Go, Nico.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Nico, it's Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong? Wait a minute. You didn't print it, did you?
Of course I didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
It's important.
It's suicidal. You can't destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse isn't even cold.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You loved it. You begged me to write it up immediately.
2 hours is a long time in newspapers, Nico.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends. Powerful friends. For your own sake.
Forget what happened.
You got it. End of conversation. Good night.
This should have been my big break, but I knew there was nowhere else to sell this story. If Ronnie wouldn't print it, nobody would.
That sucks.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you about your story. Your Pierre Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day. It's been spiked.
Yes, I know. We must meet.
We must?
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., Café de la Chandelle Verte, Rue Alain Court. I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must talk to no one about this.
You can't tell me what to...
Tomorrow at 8. I'll be waiting.
People complain about newspaper articles all the time, but not usually before they're printed. I was beginning to feel scared. This guy, Plantard, could I trust him? Should I meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
Alright.
I'd only been in Paris for a week, but already I'd fallen in love with the city. My latest discovery was a little cafe, La Chandelle Verte.
Hiya, Georgie.
I was pretty sure the waitress was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess.
Stobart charm.
Little did I
him.
know my reverie was about to be so rudely interrupted.
Ah. Apologies to anyone who has a fear of clowns. You're about to hate this guy. He looks so mad.
As I picked myself up, I was really angry. One minute I'm on vacation, the next minute some clown's blown me up. I knew right away what I was going to do. I was going to find that clown and bring him to justice. Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty and equality and, fraternity. After all, that's why I'd studied law, wasn't it? Well, that and the money, of course.
I love him. Meet George Stobart. Freaking legend. Okay, Paris vacation. My long overdue vacation in Paris. This is the life. Sitting in cafes, drinking coffee, enjoying the sunshine and the ladies. Whoa, the cafe just exploded. Exploded! A clown left a bomb in an accordion, killed a guy, and nearly killed me. I will bring that clown to justice once I get some hearing back in my ears. How do you know the guy's dead? You've not been in there yet. But, we will do that in the next video. I'm gonna cut it here. I've had a lot of fun, and we are definitely gonna carry on with this.